Hey, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for checking out the video. Let's get right back to agents. So last time we did this, it wasn't even really an agent, it was a hello world. So let's do a real agent this time, okay? Let's equip it with some file reading tools. And because we wanted to read some files on our computer and understand and answer a question about them. So what I did before is I created a directory workspace and I copied some files over from my other YouTube series that sort of is a self-contained framework for doing something. And one of those things is training a deep learning model. Okay, so there's a script called train.py, and we'd like our agent now to take a look at this code and at all these files, understand them, and figure out which one of them is responsible for training the model. Okay, now the answer is easy for a human. It's train.py. And we'll also see it's kind of easy for the zero tool agent. So let's start with the prompt, and I'm going to simplify the script from last time a bit. Let's start with the prompt first before we go to the tools. Okay, so we're going to change the prompt, not be a generic question. We'll have a prescriptive prompt that says exactly what we want the agent to do. Read all files in the workspace folder. Identify which one of them is responsible for training a deep learning model. Respond with its source code. Okay, this is pretty clear for a human, so the agent should also be able to do it. Now, because it doesn't have any tools, something interesting happens if I just run this. You can pause and take a guess. What's going to happen is the agent will give a hallucinated answer. Okay? There we go. So this is not the right code. Okay? So as we see, the model responded with some training code, but this is all from memory. If I take a peek at the actual training code, it looks nothing like this. And it's the one from my other YouTube series, but it's sort of training something specific that has an optimizer and some parameters. This code that was uploaded by the agent is some image training code that's generic. It's about MNIST, which has nothing to do with what we did. Okay, so now the agent, of course, can't read into this folder and file. So let's give it some tools to do that, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to use Pydantic, and we're going to use basic plain tools that have to be registered to an agent. Okay, so if we go to function tools, we want agent tool plain decorator. And all we have to do is use this decorator after the agent object was instantiated, and we can start writing some tools. Now, if we think about it logically, we told the agent to do two things here in the first sentence. Read all files in the workspace folder. So you would think that a basic tool is read file, which takes a path and returns the string contents of a file. Okay, so we're going to need from path lib import path. And we're going to say return path dot read text. Okay, this is pretty clean. That's all we need. Okay, so this is now a basic function that reads a file and returns its string contents for the agent. Now, the string part is really important because large language models, they only understand strings, right? And Pydantic takes care of telling the model what tools it has available. All we have to do is we need to make sure that the tools return a string. Okay, so now we have a tool that reads a file, and we're kind of almost done, except we don't know, or the agent won't know, what files are in a folder. So we need another tool. For the most basic exploration of a folder and reading files from it, you need two tools. One that reads the file, you can think of it as the core operation. You also need one that tells you what files are available in a folder. So we're going to need get files in folder. Okay. It's also going to take the path to a folder And now it becomes really important. It must also return a string. So it should return a nice message to the agent that it could say, here are all the files available, or just a list of files, but it must be a plain Python string, okay? So we can programmatically get all the files in a folder using pathlib. And again, Pydantic makes sure that it tells the agent what arguments to call the tool with. So we can say files in folder is path.glob everything. So this will now give us all the files, but they won't be in a single string. This is a generator expression in Python. So if I just do return files in folder, this is wrong. My type checking already tells me it's wrong because pathlib gives me a generator. So what I need to convert this into a string, and there's really no convention here. What I'm going to do is I'll say result is, let's have them be new line separated. So I'm going to take the list of files and separate them with the new line, and we'll say file for file in files in folder. And we can return string file, because we also need to, each of these files is a path, so we also need to convert it to a string, and that's it. So now we have two tools registered to the agent, and now if we run this, we should see the right answer, which should be exactly the source code of train.py without telling the agent this, okay? And once this is successful, we're going to go over explaining a bit what happens behind the scenes. There we go. So now this is right, okay? So this is actually our training code, which looks vastly different. So here's the source code of the file that appears to handle training a deep learning model. And this is correct. This is the source code in train.py. We can tell because it has all these weird terms that I use, geometric. So this is highly specific to my setup. This is not hallucinated anymore. So generally it worked and the final answer is correct. Okay, and that's it. That's the coding part of this episode. Now let's take a look at what actually happens here. Because we had this harness talk to the model, right? So if we go and we draw, let's say we have the agent harness, which is Pydantic AI. And on the right side, what we end up doing is we end up doing more model calls now. We don't know how to see them yet. We'll check that in the next episode, but it's good to understand them, right? So Open Router LLM, which happened to be the NVIDIA model. Now, when we wrote two tools and registered them to the agent, what happens behind the scenes is that these tools are included in the first prompt to the model, okay? So we have a user prompt, which is obviously included to the model, right? So the harness will send over the user prompt, which obviously we can't do anything without that, but it will also send over list of available tools and their arguments, their inputs, okay? So now for our case, this is just a list of two functions because we wrote two tools, okay? So the prompt will sound something like, and we can check this in more detail in further episodes, but we have get files in folder and read file. So then the prompt what will be appended to the model will be something like, you have the following tools available to call. Get files in folder, read file. Okay? The arguments required, the inputs required for get files in folder are path a Python path object. And that's it. The output of get files in folder, or let's say more generally, the outputs are a string. And that's it. That's what, and etc. for the second tool. Okay. So now the model magically knows that it has these tools available. Okay. And what the first thing happens is, let's crunch this a bit. Now the model doesn't directly respond with the answer. It responds with a predicted tool. Okay, so predict tool plus inputs. Now, logically speaking, so very likely, what is the first tool that the model would need to call? It will be get files in folder workspace, because that's what the prompt said. The prompt said to read all the files in the folder. And first and foremost, the agent has no idea what files are in the folder. So then based on the description of the tool and the name of the tool, which also matters, if I call this banana in tree, that's going to be bad. Then the model will first magically decide to get the query of all the files in the folder. Then the harness will execute it. Okay, so harness will execute tool and return string result. Let's say, and prompt string result to model. Basically, the agent harness has a conversation with the model behind our backs, right? Then what's going to happen next? Well, now that the model has some entity, in this case, the agent harness has told it what the files are, it'll start, most likely, it'll do the same thing again, predict tool plus inputs, except now what's a likely tool? It's read file workspace sum file.py. And then again, the actual harness executes that and reads the contents. And this progresses ... until the model magically decides by itself to respond with the final answer, which is a non-tool. The user sees this. Okay, so that's it. This is pretty much almost surely exactly what happened in this session. And next time we'll see how to add even more tools. This is a read-only agent, so we don't have a write tool. We can add that too. The flow is the same though. Like you send the user over, then Pydantic. Really, the big part here is this. Without Pydantic, we could not have done this. We would have to manually type a list of tools for the agent. But this is where an agent harness helps you to advertise your tools to the LLM. And hopefully the LLM is smart enough to use the right sequence of tools. And in general, for easy tasks like this one, the LLM was smart enough. All right, so thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking around. We'll see you next episode where we add more tools.